Hi everyone, welcome back to Olive's Tree. I'm Mandy and I'm one of the 12 branches on my mum Olive's Tree. I'm just about to show you how to make one of the most delicious slices that I've ever eaten. It is one of my favourites. It is just so delicious. It's buttery. It's just yum. Let me show you what's going on. In this bowl, I have 1 cup of ordinary sugar. It's actually just slightly less, but that's how I measured it. Into that, I'm going to add 1 cup of coconut. I'm going to add 1 cup of mixed dried fruit. I'll just make sure there's no large clumps in there if I can. Alrighty. I have in this cup 4 ounces of melted butter, and I'm just going to pop some vanilla into there. Like so. And I'm not going to pop that in just yet. I'm going to put the flour in next. So 1 cup of self-raising flour, or you can make this with 1 cup of plain flour. Just depends how much you want it to rise up. So what have I got here? What measure? I've got a half. So I just want 1 more. And I know, don't scoop your flour, but I do, and I don't have any problems. So don't pick me up in the comments. Alrighty. Now, 1 beaten egg is the only other thing that you need. So, excuse me, I'll just give that a quick beat. Just grab out a spoon to stir with. I think I might have forgot one. Okay, so spatula. I like to just give it a quick mix first. It just comes together a lot faster when you put the wet ingredients in, sorry. So just give it a quick mix. Now this slice can be cooked as a more cakey type slice or as a flat slice. So, for example, and check out this tray. It is 100 years old. It's from Olive, my mum, and I love it. Boy, has it made some good stuff over the years. If you cook this slice in this tray and you use plain flour, you'll get about a 1/2 inch rise, and it's absolutely delicious and buttery. If you cook it into this smaller tin, you need to change your plain flour to self-raising flour because it'll be doughy, it won't cook through. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, today I'm going to cook mine in the Kasori air fryer, and I'm not sure how it's going to come out in this tin. It's going to come up quite, a fair way up the sides. But I thought I'd give it a go in the air fryer and just see what happens. Okay, so got that tin lined, and that's the one I'm going to use. Alrighty. So in the bowl, so we've got 1 cup of self-raising flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of coconut, and 1 cup of mixed fruit. We have our butter and vanilla. Pop that in. And we have our beaten egg. Pop that in. Give it a quick stir, and that is it. It is the easiest slice recipe in the whole wide world. Thanks, lovely Deborah, for sharing this recipe with me. It's just beautiful. I only had shredded coconut in my pantry today, so I used that. The recipe does call for desiccated coconut, so that's another substitute we're going to see, if that makes a difference to the way that the slice actually cooks. So, it's something else I'm going to check out. And I could have done this off camera first to see if it would work out okay in that smaller tin. But you know what? Let's be real. If things don't, work out, they don't work out. You don't need to hide your mistakes all the time when you're baking or sewing. Just be yourself. All right, that's next. So how fast and easy was that? You could do some variations on this. Oh, sorry. You could swap out the mixed fruit for dried apricots. You could put that fruit medley in that's got, apricots, pineapple, apple. I'm not sure what it's called. Angus Park make it, I think, here in Australia anyway. That'd be really yum. You could swap out the fruit altogether and put in a cup of chopped chips. That's not my jive, but it might be yours. So, try that. And you could always add some nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, mix spice, you know, to this, whatever you want to do. So make it your own. Give it a go, you know. Family's still going to eat it. It'll be fine if it's not perfect in your eyes. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely perfect in someone else's. So just give it a go. All right, so I'm going to pop it into the tin. Just bring you back down here so you can see what I'm doing. All righty, so I've got this big 8-inch square tin. I think it's an 8 that fits into, yeah, it's an 8. I was doubting myself then. I'm thinking, is it a 9? No, it's an 8. Okay, so in goes the mix. And I have got some baking paper in here. These old tins are so scratched, they do tend to stick. It's easier to get it out. It's easier to clean up, you know. If you don't want to use it, don't, but I do. And, you know, that's my preference. You can use the back of the spoon to press it down. You could use your fingers. You could use a spatula like I'm using, the bottom of a glass. You just need something else to get into the corners. And that's it. Okay. That's it. Ready to go in. Now, I didn't heat the air fryer, and I think I probably should have, but I'm going to take a punt that it's going to be fine. So I have my kasori here. I'm just going to get the drawer out and pop this in on the crisper, you know, insert, because that's how mine is, my kasori. Alrighty. Well, I think I might cut that paper off a little bit. Just come back for a sec. Only because if it's up a little bit too high, you know, it might burn, catch on fire, and I don't want it to. So I'm going to do a very rough, well, and I mean rough, hacked up job. Okay, at least now you can see it's not going to burn at the top. It's, you know, I've just trimmed it down a bit. Okay, so let's try again. Alrighty, so in we go, power on. Now I'm going to put it onto cake, but I'm going to change the temperature to 175, I think. And then I'm going to change the timing down to 20 minutes just to see. You know what? I'm going to change it down to 15. I haven't made it in here before, so I'm just going to play it safe. So I've got 175 and 15, and let's go. All right, see you back here in 15. Okay, the timer's just gone off on the kasori, so we're going to have a bit of a check and see what's going on. So I'm just going to point you down here so you can see what's happening. Can you see there? I hope so. Okay. Ooh, wow. All righty. Okay. Now I can feel it needs a couple of minutes, perhaps in the center, I think. I'm just going to get it back where you can see. There we go. Yeah, at the back it's definitely okay. I might pop a little bit of foil in there and put it back in for 5 more minutes. So just bear with me. I'll just grab some foil. Where did it? There. Alrighty, so as you can see, it's sort of come up quite a bit up the side of the tin, but that's because there's self-raising flour in this one. And at the end of this video, because yesterday I did make one in a larger tin with plain flour, so that you could see the comparison. So we're just going to pop this back into the kasori, and I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the temperature down to 165, and I'm going to, so it's actually, how much have I given it? I gave 15 minutes, didn't I? I'm going to give it another, well, hang on. Gosh, come on. I'm just going to give it 4 minutes and see what happens. Alrighty, here we go. So that 4 minutes is up. So I'm just going to bring that out a little bit, and I'm going to get something to lift that out. Try not to burn myself. Whoops. Okay. Pop that out of the way. All right, let's have a look and see what we've got. Oh, gosh, that is hot. Let's see what we've got. All righty. Okay. So I think that's cooked. And one thing I have noticed about my kasori when I do cakes and slices, I'm not sure if you can see there, see how it's cooked darker towards the back and the front is a little lighter? I find that very frustrating. And maybe I should have taken it out and turned it around, but halfway through, and maybe I will do that next time, I'm not sure. What I will do with this now is I'm just going to pop it, cover it here with a clean towel and a very light towel so it doesn't sweat. I want it to cool, and I'll get it out and cut a piece up, and I'll show you the one I made yesterday in Olive's tin that I used plain flour for. So today I've used an 8-inch with self-raising. Yesterday I did it in there. So what is it? Well, I think it's 13 by 9 maybe. And I use plain flour in the same recipe, just plain flour, self-raising flour. So we'll have them side by side so you can see the difference and the different textures that come out of this. And I will put a costing up for this recipe as well, as I always do. So our slice is finished cooking, and I'm just going to show you what that looks like now and cut a piece off. And I'm also going to show you a comparison with the one I made yesterday with the plain flour. Today I made it with self-raising flour and I used a smaller pan. So let's just have a look at the differences. Okay, so let's just cut a piece off here. It smells absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness, the butteriness. It just smells so good. And there was only 4 ounces of butter in this slice. So, okay. So here's a little side preview. You can see, so I cooked that in the kasori and I put it in for 19 minutes all up on 170, I think. I'll recheck that. And here is the one I made yesterday in a larger pan with plain flour. So let's look at the difference. That one's just a little bit lighter. This one was absolutely delicious. So if you think that you would like to make this slice and you go, oh, I don't have any self-raising flour and I don't have any baking powder and, cream of tartar or whatever to make some, don't panic. You can still make it with just plain flour. It will come out a little bit flatter. The flavour is beautiful. It's more, not as light as the one made with self-raising flour, but it is delicious. So I suggest you give it a go both ways. It is just beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous recipe. If you want to cook this in your oven, maybe 30 to 40 minutes at 180. Keep your eye on it. I'd start checking after 20 minutes. It's not going to be cooked, but just keep your eye on it. So after 20 minutes, I just can't remember how long we need to cook it for in the normal oven. And I use my kasori more and more all the time. And I also have a Healthy Choice air fryer with the double doors. So that fits in bigger trays. And I did cook the one I did in Olive's tin. I cooked that yesterday in the Healthy Choice air fryer, double door. Today I cooked the 8x8 cake pan in the kasori, straight into the drawer. It fits and it's perfect, it's fine. So yeah, so I hope you'll give this a go. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you wanted to plate it up and make it look more beautiful, you could put a little dusting of icing sugar over the top. That'd look really nice. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about it today. I am going to cut some up though and pop in a container to give to our elderly neighbours, who one of them has, had a hip surgery and isn't that well. So we try to take over a few little bits and pieces for them. Their family live away. So, it's just a way we can help out a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do with half of this. Alrighty. I think that's all I needed to tell you about this. recipe ingredients will come up. It'll be in the description. Yeah, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free to you, but it really helps me so much. And don't forget to like, throw a comment in if you change this recipe up a little bit and you make it. I'd love to know, how it turned out and what you did. But until then, take care. I hope the world's treating you kindly. And bye for now.